Well, good morning. A couple details before we get into our talk today. City groups start this week. Our city groups are our collection of small groups of gathering inside this larger group of gathering, and this is kind of like Vacation Sunday. I think I received 4 or maybe 5 different messages from people saying, "Pastor, I'm sorry, we're on vacation this weekend," and I didn't respond the way I wanted to. I said, okay. So we'll remind them the city groups start this week, and we've got 5 different groups. Please, there's information out in the multi-purpose room. Please get into a city group. They're vitally important. As we grow, we always want to be a church. We always want to be a small church with a lot of people. And the only way we're going to be able to maintain that atmosphere of family is to be deliberately involved in our city group outreach and gatherings. So please get information. There's 5 different groups. You can pick a different night of the week, and we just we'd love to have you involved in that. And then secondly, our Community Connect night was tomorrow night, but it's been moved to next Monday the 8th. Monday the 8th, not tomorrow night. Next Monday the 8th is our Community Connect night, and that is if you call this your home. That's where we take time to tell you what we've accomplished, where we're headed, and how you can be involved in helping us continue to be the amazing group of people that we are. And I just want to tell you, if you're new here, this is the greatest of number. This is the most serving church I've been a part of. The number of people that serve and serve generously is amazing around here, and you will be welcomed into a great team. This past Thursday, our city group, our young adults, we went and cleaned weeds. We killed weeds and raked weeds and put weeds in a big dumpster, and it was dusty and dirty, and it was a lot of work. And I just want to say that Helena is the only female that showed up. She is our favorite. She's our young adults' favorite right now. She even showed me today she has a blister. Like, she earned a blister on that job. I guarantee you none of us guys got a blister. Stood around and talked. So, yeah, we didn't offer her any. We don't want to hurt our hands. So get involved in the city group, and Monday, please mark your calendar. Everyone in here, if this is your home, please join us Monday, the 8th at 7 o'clock. So we started a collection of talks last week about, we're calling it True Destiny. We're moving into our True Destiny. And what does true destiny really look like? Defined last week, the true destiny is not a destination. It's not a landing point. It's not some measurable place that we can say, when I get here. And goals are important in life, don't get me wrong. Goals and dreams, we need those in life, and you should have those in life. And we should never ever stop dreaming. We should never stop setting goals. We should never desire to achieve and grow and reach different levels of what we would call success. We should always be involved in that. But that can never be what defines our destiny. Our destiny is, our true destiny is not a destination, it's not an access point. Our true destiny is to become like Jesus. That's our true destiny. True destiny is to become like Jesus. And the truth of the matter is, if we don't understand that, we're going to keep doing what we've always got. And if we keep doing what we've always done and get what we've always got, that's like the definition of insanity. I was thinking this week that we all get caught up in that. I've been caught up in looking insane. We have a car, a red Volkswagen car, and it's a convertible, and it's taken me a while to figure it out. And one of the problems, one of the challenges of figuring it out is to get the trunk open. Because on the door, inside the door, there's a button. If you push the button, then there's this little noise that sounds like the trunk's open. But if you don't get back there fast enough, then the trunk closes again. And so I actually did a parking lot. I was in Lowe's parking lot a while back, and I had to put some items in the trunk. So I pushed the button, and I went back, and it was locked. And I went back, and I pushed the button, and I got back, and it was locked. But I have not told my wife the story yet, so she may walk out. And so then I promised I tried to be fast. So I would stretch, and I push the button, and it would, and so I'm thinking to myself, how do these Germans do it? There has to be an answer here. And so I actually had my hand on the car and was going to try to push the latch. And a guy walks by and he goes, "You need some help?" No, just stretching. Yeah. And I didn't realize I went and read the manual. How does this work? I was so frustrated I couldn't figure it out, and so I figured out the combination lock, and now I run that trunk like a champ. But if we always do what we've always got and always get the same results, we know that's one of the definitions of insanity, and so we have to find out how to not do that as we live this life called life in the span of eternity. And so our true destiny is to become like Jesus. My true destiny is not to pastor this community of City Church. That is not my true destiny. You don't want that to be my true destiny. If pastoring this community is my destiny, this is as good as it gets. But if I grow in my true destiny of being like Christ, it always gets better. Pray for your pastor. Pray for your pastor, because this narrative of the Bible tells you to pray for your pastor. But pray for your pastor so that I will become more like Christ. Don't pray for me to get more handsome. It can't happen. Don't pray for me to be smarter. That won't happen. Do not pray for me to mature. Pray for me to become more like Christ. That's true destiny. Is to become more like Christ. More like Christ. Because listen. If we lose what true destiny is, the ramifications, the train wreck is almost immeasurable. It's almost too much to handle. See, Judas had the greatest teacher. He had the wisest teacher. He had the greatest carpenter that's ever lived. He had the smartest person that ever lived. He had the most creative person that's ever lived. He had God's Son, and he had God incarnate. He had 3.5 years of being trained. Judas had the greatest leader of all history, and he failed miserably. Why? Because Judas' true destiny in his mind was to achieve some pinnacle of governmental influence. And when I finally arrive, when we finally get the zealots, and that's another sermon, to take over the Romans, then I have achieved my true destiny, and I will try to manipulate Jesus to help me achieve my definition of destiny. And as I get my eyes off of true destiny and try to manipulate Jesus to fulfill my idea of destiny, the train wreck is out of control. And we can throw rocks at Judas all we want. The truth of the matter is, every one of us in this room have tried to use leverage against God to reform how we think God should perform. God, I've fasted, now you owe me. God, I have given in the offering, now you owe me. God, I serve in church, now you owe me. God, I pray every day, now you owe me. No, don't try to use what you do as leverage to make God perform, or you fall into the club called Judas. Amen, Pastor Russ. That's really good. That was a great teaching. It was free. Listen, no, pray that I become more like Christ. Because listen, there's 168 hours in a week. In a given week, there's 168 hours. And I get 30, maybe 40 minutes to speak into your life. Maybe. And some of you at 40 minutes leave here going, the brother's long-winded. 45 minutes of my 168 hours. Whew! If you miss lunch, go to Taco Bell. They always have it. I get a window each week, a tiny sliver. And if I am not becoming more like Christ, if I'm not walking in my true destiny, then what happens here will become stale and moldy and old, and will really give you nothing to help you get through your other 167 and a half hours. Which is another good reason to be involved in a city group. Amen. Shameless plug. So last week we started out our scripture landed on with Jeremiah 29:11. Remember, Jeremiah is a prophet, was called a prophet, and in the Old Testament days, the prophets were how God spoke to men. He spoke to man through men, and we gave him the label of a prophet. And Jeremiah is what we call a major prophet. In the Bible, there's minor prophets, and that they're just minor because the book that they wrote is small. And then there's major prophets, and that just means that their book is bigger, they had more to say. And Jeremiah is what we would call a major prophet. And Jeremiah tells us in verse 20, chapter 29, verse 11, I love this, and he's speaking for God, and God says, for I know the plans. Now here's what I really enjoy about that first statement, is that word know means yada, and that word yada means intimacy of the most intimacy. You can't get more intimate than the word yada. And he says, I know, I am intimate. I am intimately involved in the plans that I have for you. They're not random, they're not chance, they're not made up as we go on the fly. I am intimately, intricately, deliberately involved. I know the plans. And I love the way that he writes that. I know I am intimately involved in the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Let me promise you something. When God declares something, it is going to happen. And he says, I know the plans I have for you. I declare the plans I have for you. This is such a great portion of the Bible. And he says, listen, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. And he goes on, he says, the plans for welfare, another translation say to prosper you, to give you increase, whatever word we want to throw in there would fit. I know the plans I have to prosper you, not for evil. And I love the way he says this, not for evil, and to give you a future. And when we hear that word future, we think inside of this capsule called time. God doesn't live in time, he created time. He's outside of time. When he says we have a future, it is a future. It is like bigger than the 78 years I'm going to live on this earth. Or it's bigger than I can imagine. The Bible says he wants to give us more than we can imagine. And I think we don't challenge him enough in that. I think we've stopped imagining. He says, I'll give you more than you can imagine. Go ahead and check it out. But I know the plans I have for you, and I declare them to exist, and they're plans to bless you, not to bring evil in your life. And plans to give you a future that is so amazing, a future that is so unlimited, a future that is so eternal, that it's not only just a future, it's a hope. Wow. True destiny. But listen to what he says as we read a little bit more there. To give you a future and a hope, then you call on me, and you'll come and pray to me, and I will hear you. Now catch that. You will come to me. You will seek me. You will find me when you seek me with all. Say all. All. With all your heart. I'll be found by you, declares the Lord. And I'll restore your fortunes. I'll gather you from the nations and the places that I have driven you. Did you catch the ladder there? He says, listen, I'm intricately, intimately involved in the plans I have for you. And I declare them to exist. And those plans are to prosper you and not for evil. And those plans are to give you a future. And those plans are to give you a hope. However, you ever feel like God set you on a timeout? Like God has put you away. He's sitting you in a corner and trying to teach you a lesson? I declare, if you ever feel like that, you might be walking in your true destiny. Because he says in here, the working of it is in here is, look, he says it, I drove you out, and I'm reminding you that I got great promises, so when you come back to me with all your heart, you'll find me. And when you find me, oh my, the plans for your future and your hope will restore fortunes. But I need to discipline you a little bit, so I'm going to give you a timeout. You don't play well with others right now. You've got another priority in your life that shouldn't be a priority in your life. So until you figure that out, just remember I got these plans. And when you do figure that out, come on board. I would say to you, if you feel like God's got you in a timeout, you might be walking in your true destiny. like to hear that because we would rather come to church and have this. I hope the pastor has a word for me today that just gives me clarity in this decision. That the word spoken today takes ambiguity out of my life. That the Lord will give the pastor a word that will confirm the decisions I've been making. Oh, that the Lord will give the pastor a word that will lead my direction. No, if you're in a place of ambiguity and seeking the Lord, you're probably walking in your true destiny. Okay, the 9 o'clock was so much nicer. I want to tell you that walking in true destiny, walking in true destiny is not safe. But it is amazing. Amen. John chapter 14, we're gonna jump in a little bit here. John chapter 14, verse 22, it says, immediately he, Jesus, made the disciples go and get into a boat. Now, let's remember what's going on here. These are 12 boys that were found at age 18 to 21, maybe some believe 16 is a young age, but in that room of 18 to 21, there's 12, and each one of them have their own appointment to come and follow Jesus, to become like Jesus. There was a tax collector who was sitting in his booth swindling little old ladies out of their money, and Jesus said, come on and follow me. And there was fishermen. They were in their boat. They were working with their dad. Jesus said, why don't you come and follow me? There was a doctor, Dr. Luke, who left his practice as a physician, and Jesus said, why don't you come and follow me? There was Nathaniel, who was a school teacher. Jesus said, hey, why don't you come and follow me? And Nathaniel said, are you kidding me? I will follow you all day. You ever remember the junior high kid? I am done teaching. I will follow you. So they each had their own encounter with Jesus. And for approximately 3.5 years, these young men walked on this earth with Jesus. And remember, we asked last week, I wonder what it would look like if we asked them, what does it look like to follow Jesus? And I think they would say, well, what does it look like to follow Jesus? Well, for us, here's what it looks like. He tells us when to get up. He tells us when to go to sleep. He tells us what to wear. He tells us what we can take with us when we go on a trip and what we can't take with us when we go on the trip. He tells us when to eat. Sometimes we're so busy we forget to eat. Sometimes he tells us to feed 5,000 people. We haven't eaten for 3 days, like we are starving. He makes us feed them people first, and we don't even get to eat what we gave them. We got to wait for leftovers. And sometimes he just goes off by himself. We don't know where he is. He comes back and says, we say, where were you? He says, I was talking to my dad. We're saying, we thought you were dad. What's up with that nonsense? And then every now and then he says, by the way, all y'all, you're going to die. But I'll die first. Like, that's good news. You're a leader. These 12. Immediately the disciples got in the boat and go before him to the other side while he dismissed the crowds. And after he dismissed the crowds, he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone, but the boat by this time was long away from the land, beaten by the waves, for the wind was against them. And in the fourth watch of the night, he came to them, walking on the sea. But when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were terrified and said, it is a ghost. And they cried out in fear. But immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, take heart, it is I, don't be afraid. And Peter answered him, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. He said, come. So Peter got out of the boat, walked on the water, and came to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid. And beginning to sink, he cried out, Lord, save me. Jesus immediately reached out his hand and took hold of him, saying to him, oh, you have little faith, why did you doubt? And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased, and those in the boat worshipped him, saying, truly, you are the Son of God. In life, there's two kinds of people. There's the kind of person that when it comes to a swimming pool, when it's time to get in the pool, they take a few steps back, they get ready, they run, they jump, they pull a cannonball, kaboosh job. Everybody gets wet, they're in the pool. Then there's this kind of person that comes up to the pool and goes, whoa. Woo. Woo. That's a little, woo, yeah, woo. Woo. That's, yeah. Oh, that's a little cold. That is. Mm-hmm. Oh. Stop splashing! Stop it! Splash me! I get out of my own speed. I just, woo! Oh. Yeah, whoa! Woo! Yeah! Okay, don't, not the hair. Don't splash the hair. Don't. I'm in. And something happens. There's something connected. Because when we get just about to the knees, our hands go up. Stop it! And then the water gets about waist deep, and that's when we go, oh. You get the little crouch. Oh. There's two kinds of people. And you know who you are right now. When it comes to walking in true destiny, you're either all in or not. There's no checking. Some of y'all are remembering, yeah, that's me. Wow.
We didn't realize that's what we look like.
And the 16-year-old boy that's in the pool is looking at the guy doing that going, dude, look at all the hair on his shoulders. That's sick. Except with me, they go, look at the dude, he's patchy. What's he, molting? You have no idea. So here's what's going on here. Jesus tells the boys, my wife is shaking her head. I told you to shave. Listen. So Jesus takes these boys and he sends them out in the boat. Now you know it's already going to be a bad deal. Half of them are fishermen. And he sends them in a boat and he says, you go get in the boat, and by the way, I am not going with you. See ya. Now, he sends them out in the boat, and if you, as we read in this narrative, the Bible tells us that through different readings that this was the rainy season. And in the rainy season, it rains, and there's always a westerly wind. And so this is God who created the seasons, who created the sea, who created these guys, says to them, get the boat, go to the other side. I'll be with Dad. And he goes up. No warning. No like, oh, by the way, here's what's going to happen. So I want you to know, you're going to get out just a little ways from shore, and doggone it if the wind isn't going to blow. And when that wind starts blowing, there's going to be some rain, waves. Don't worry. I got this. I'll be with Dad. I'll be right with you. There's none of that. He says, hey, get in the boat. Go to the other side. Go to the other side. And there's that line in there that struck me so much. They're in the boat. It says that they're in the boat. And it says they were beaten by the waves. But the wind was against them. Do you ever feel like that in life? That you're certain that you're doing what Jesus called you to do, yet you feel beaten by the wave. You're certain that you're doing what Jesus told you to do, but the wind is against you. Did I dare say to you, if you're in a place today where you feel like you're being beaten by the waves, but you know this is what Jesus told you to do, if your wind feels against you, but you're certain this is what Jesus told you to do, you probably are right in the middle of your true destiny. You're probably right in the middle of following Jesus. Why is the wind blowing? How come I can't gain any ground? Because I'm following Jesus. Why am I in a storm? Because I'm following Jesus. Why am I afraid of what's on the water? I'm following Jesus. How am I going to survive this? I'm just going to follow Jesus. How about this question? Who's to blame for the storm? Because here's what we like to do in church. Here's what we like to do. Well, I'm going to tell you why your business isn't working, brother. You just don't pray enough. That's why your business isn't working. Oh, no, you got sin in your life. I can see from here. There's something wrong with your walk with Jesus. That's why you're in a storm. Y'all just need to repent. Spend a little more time on your knees. That's what we like to do in Christian circles. They didn't create the storm. Matter of fact, they were sent into the storm by the guy that created the seasons. They were sent into the storm by the guy that created the seasons, and then the guy that created the seasons said, I'll see you later. Can I say to you that if you are longing to be close to Jesus but feel like there might be some distance and so you just keep trying even though the waves are against you, you might be right in the middle of your true destiny. When in life, all I can see is the next step in following Jesus, doesn't that just take us to Proverbs where he says, a man plans his ways, but the Lord directs his steps? Yeah, we don't like that too well. So they're going along and they're afraid. They're afraid. And it says that they cried out. It says they were terrified and cried out. Now I love that because it says they were terrified and cried out. And that transliterates down to they were screaming inaudibly like children. That's what they were screaming inaudibly like children. I don't know what it sounded like. But if you drink a lot of coffee before you preach, that's what it sounds like. Yeah. I love caffeine. So they're in this thing, and they see, and it says they're terrified. And Jesus says, hey, it's me. It says, the Bible reads, it is I. The Hebrew would read, I am. See, if you're a Jewish boy, you know I am. And Jesus says, I am. And then Peter. I love Peter. Because Peter opens a can of worms and then has to live in it. And Peter says, oh, yeah? Well, if it is I am, tell me to come out there. Jesus doesn't have a choice. All right, get out here. And you know, the other 11 are going. Go ahead. And what's Peter thinking right then? And how would you get out of the boat? Oh, Jesus, that like, okay, guys, give me a boost. No, dude, you are on your own. And when you finally get out of the boat, how would you walk? How would you walk on water? Did you do little tiny steps like the cartoon characters? Sometimes I think Tracy married me because of the way I walk. So, Christian pickup lines. Nice Bible. I think there's a collection of numbers, and one of them's for me. You can see why she fell. So, every step would be, come back, every step would be deliberate. It would be a deliberate step. But here's the deal. Here's what we do with that walk on water. This thing that we call life, we create a plan. I got this plan. Here's my plan, God. Like, I'm going to go to school. When I'm done with school, like, I'm going to have this level of degree. And when I get that level of degree, I'm going to find the right spouse in that time frame. We're going to get married. We're going to have 2.5 children. And I'm going to have this career, and here's my career timeline, and we're going to have this much in our account and in our savings, and I'm going to be putting away for an IRA. I don't know if God knows what that is, but I've got one. And then, I'm going to own 2, 3, 4 businesses, probably buy and sell a couple of houses by then. And then maybe I reach the age of 40, like my kids are going to be a little older, they're going to need some of the Jesus stuff. So I'm going to add you to the mix. And that should make my life look really, really solid. Don't you think, God? Like we offer him a plan, and God just looks at the plan and goes, that is cute. That's cute. That's cute. Honey, hang this on the refrigerator and throw it away when the kids aren't looking. I don't know what it is. We gave him our cute plan. He's like, so we get up in the morning and go, yeah, now that I've added Jesus to my life, everything's going to make sense. And he's like, I don't think so. So God, he tricks you. Jesus tricks you. Like we give him our plan, and then he tricks you. He tricks you one step at a time. Believe me, I'm coming out of 2 years of being tricked. He tricks you. He says, I go to him and say, hey, Jesus, family and I are moving to Phoenix. We're going to go on staff at this church. It'll be great. We're going to rescue kids, and we're going to be famous in the Phoenix Valley, Lord. And I figure we're going to own a home by this date, and we're going to have this much equity. And yeah, Jesus, but this is going to work. It's like, that's cute. You got the first part right. You're going to Phoenix. The rest of it, not so much. Look, let's go one day at a time. There, big fella. Did I get? So let's just get to Phoenix, and we'll see how that church thing works out for you. So we show up in Phoenix and go and staff at this church. And a while later, this church goes, hey, yeah, we can't afford to keep you on staff. We got to let you go. Jesus! I gave you a plan! It's cute. It's nice. Okay, tomorrow we'll try the second part of your plan. Okay, go back, big guy. All right. So, honey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to move back to Montana. We're done. We're going back to Montana. All right. Send our resumes. Go back to Montana. Jesus, addendum to the plan. Got a new Montana. Come back. Got that. Oh, you are cute. You just are cute. That's nice. Okay, go back. So our plan, which has now failed 3 times, is just about the time we call the pastor. This is not working. God hates me and abandoned me. I prayed, I fasted. Jesus left me. I feel like I'm in a boat in a storm and nobody cares. And Jesus is like, yeah, sure enough. Now you're walking into your destiny. So then, say, okay, Jesus, there's this group of people, and we're going to start this community called City Church. And he goes, got it. So he fooled us. And maybe he fooled some of you to come here too. Sometimes following Jesus in our true destiny isn't about being married 50 years, isn't about having the same job for 30 years, isn't about planning some kind of career line. Sometimes following Jesus in your true destiny is just making it for the next 5 minutes. I'm just going to serve him, follow him for the next 5 minutes. That's all I got. If that's where you're at, you might be right in the middle of your true destiny. I heard a quote from a guy named Bob Goff. Great quote. He does a teaching on generosity, and he says, whenever I meet a troll, and he says, a troll is a mean person. He said, whenever I meet a troll, as I'm talking with the troll, I just say to Jesus, can I love this troll like Jesus loves this troll for 30 more seconds? And sometimes, true destiny, I just need to be like Jesus for the next 5 minutes. That's all I got in me. If that's where you're at, You might be right in the middle of your true destiny. So then, it says that Peter gets out of the boat and he saw the wind. Have you ever thought about that statement? He saw the wind. Problems. A, he's a fisherman. He knows what happens on the water. Problem B, you can't see wind. He saw the what? No, he saw the effects of wind. And those circumstances changed his faith. He allowed circumstances to change his view. It says that he saw the wind and he began to sink. Now that line right there cracks me up. That's the kind of jokester Jesus is. He began to sink. If I'm there, I'm like, Jesus, get me before I go. But no, Jesus waits until Peter cries out, hey, I'm sinking. Oh, yes, you are. Yeah, look at you. You are sinking down there, aren't you? Look at that. Peter began sinking, and Jesus doesn't do anything until he cries out, hey, God! Woo-hoo! Yeah, okay, let me help you. And it says that Jesus reached out and grabbed him. Do you know what that really tells us? That Peter was this far away from true destiny. He was this close. The truth of the matter is, he was even closer than this because he was sinking. It means that Jesus had to reach down. Peter was this close. This close. And he allowed circumstances to take him off his true destiny. And they're in the wind, and the wind is blowing, and the waves are rolling. It's going crazy. Craziness, wind, crazy. And Jesus wants to have a chat with Peter out in the wind. And he pulls Peter out of the water and he goes, hey, Pete. You cute little guy, Pete. Pete, why did you doubt? Now, if I'm Peter, and I'm in the middle of a storm, wind blowing, waves, screaming like a little girl. My conversation with Jesus is going to be, can we talk about this in the boat? Can we visit over there? What Jesus does? He holds Peter in a circumstance. And some scholars believe that this was a rebuke from Jesus. I don't believe it was a rebuke from Jesus. I believe it was a coaching from Jesus. I believe that Jesus said, hey, Pete. Not why you doubt, and you're a horrible person. Pete, why did you take your eyes off me? Why did you look at the wind? Pete, why did you lose your... Pete, you've always had faith. You're one of the boldest guys in the bunch. You're a fisherman. You've been on these waters. You know what's going on out here. You've navigated this. You've taken people through this. You fished at night. I found you in the morning after you fished all night. Pete, why did you take your eyes off me? Why'd you do that? Then he gets back in the boat. In the boat, it says that Jesus calmed the storm. And it says that the disciples made this declaration. And most theologians believe that they didn't really get who Jesus was at this moment. Because at this moment, for the first time recorded, unified, they say, truly, you're the Son of God. Where is Jesus in your story? Like I could prove it illustratively and I could prove it exegetically. Exegesically, we take a look at the scripture and exegese out what it's really saying to us. And what's really saying to us is that we took this story, there really are two parts. At the beginning, where there's Jesus and he sends them out, they're in the boat, they're in the water, and there's a storm, and they get afraid. Jesus, and then Peter gets out of the boat, and Peter gets afraid, and then Jesus, and then he calms the storm, and he gets back in the boat. Where they started in the boat, Jesus gets in the boat, and if we exegesis that, we can find that the first half has about 90 Greek words, and the second half has about 90 Greek words, and in between those two sets of 90 Greek words, there's this line, I am. Where is Jesus in your storm? It's right in the center. If you're finding yourself closer to Jesus and more passionate about Jesus than you normally are, and you're in a storm, you're probably walking in your true destiny. But then I love this line that it says in there. It says that he got on the boat. The storm ceased. We're in the boat, the waves, the wind, the sound, the screaming. Quiet. Get on the boat and the lake. Night. Suddenly there's a silence. It says in worship. In that silence, something in that silence. 12 sat. Place where it seems your only peace, your only answer to your worry, your discouragement, your unforgiveness, your brokenness, a place where it seems the only answer is worship. You just might be walking in your true destiny. Man, pick them up. Think about Peter getting back in the boat. It kind of breaks church rules. Remember, like really he's in a dress. He's all wet. Hair all messed up. The wind's been blowing. You know, he's got big old bug eyes. He didn't have words to describe what just happened out there. Walks into church all beat up and beat down. Walks into church without the phony smile, without the make-believe front. Walks into church and says, this past week I got wet. I was wet. Peter, don't you know you don't come to church and act like you're dry? No, I wanted to change the world. So I decided to get out of the boat. C.S. Lewis, who penned The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, great philosopher, he wrote those for his children to meet Jesus. In The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, there's a scene that Mr. Beaver is having a conversation with Susie. And he's describing the lion. And the lion is symbolic of God. And Mr. Beaver says to Susie says to Mr. Beaver, oh, the lion sounds wonderful. Is he a man? And Mr. Beaver says, no, he's not a man. He's over Aslan. She says, Aslan, the lion. Aslan sounds wonderful. Is he a man? Mr. Beaver says, no, Aslan's not a man. He's a lion. And Susie goes, ooh, I'm not too sure if I want to meet a lion. Is he safe? And Mr. Beaver goes, safe? Nobody said anything about safe. He's good, and he's king of kings. But he's not safe. Sometimes sake. But He's good. And He's King of Kings. In a moment, we're gonna take communion with the family, to sing a song, come forward to serve ourselves. I'm going to ask you in that moment, will you ask Jesus like Peter did? Will you ask Jesus to call you out? Call me out of my boat of worry. It gives me an identity. I worry. Worry is what I do in the morning. I get up in the morning and I worry all day. And worry is how I live my life. And I read the news because it gives me more to worry about. So I'm in my boat of worry. Oh, this unforgiveness, I can't forgive that person. Are you kidding me? If I forgive that person, what am I going to do? What boat am I going to ride? I don't have a boat to ride if I forgive everybody. Of course I'm afraid. Have you seen my checking account? Yes, I live in fear. I'm staying in the boat of fear. And if I get a little bit of money, I'm going to hoard it and hide it away. I'm going to live like a poverty guy because I live in this fear. Will you today have Him call you out of your boat? Oh, you know I need this relationship, Jesus. And this relationship, I don't have this relationship. I don't have anything. Help me. Get out of the boat.